Well. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but remember a couple of days ago, Tuesday, I came on the air, lead story. I said, what the hell's going on with Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma as you're recruiting LeBron James, going out there and dropping diss tracks, ripping each other? Like you're kid and play suddenly? And I said on the air, I said, what do you think Magic Johnson thinks about that? You're in the biggest recruiting battle for the biggest superstar in the last 25 years in the NBA, a guy that doesn't like playing with young kids. LeBron James doesn't like playing with young kids. He never did. He had Andrew Wiggins. He said, no, I'll play with the less athletic Kevin Love. That Miami team was full of veterans, Ray Allen, Battier. It was old guys, Mike Miller, Udonis Haslem. He loved all those guys. And all of a sudden, you got Kyle Kuzma and Lonzo Ball out there dropping a diss track. It's juvenile. And then a day earlier, Lonzo Ball had dropped a music video with his dad. And I'm like, what are you doing? And everybody said, Colin, you don't get it. You don't understand diss tracks. You don't understand the new generation. Hey, by the way, I may not get diss tracks. I get it. I get it. And Magic Johnson gets it. And Rob Pelinka gets it. And Jeannie Buss gets it. This is way beyond diss tracks. This is about presentation. This is about branding. This is about putting your best foot forward. This is about making it appear that you're not the Nick Young, D'Angelo Russell Lakers. You got grown-ups. Okay, this is about attracting and recruiting the biggest superstar in the league for 20 years. This is about changing the Lakers, changing the league, landing the superstar, the biggest recruiting battle. It's not about diss tracks. You don't get it. I don't have to get diss tracks. You know what this reminds me of? Magic Johnson, by the way, is telling people they have LeBron. He's telling people. He's poking people in the ribs. He's poking the Clippers in the ribs. He's poking Jerry West in the ribs right now. That's what I'm told. He's telling people, I think we're going to get him. I think we're going to get him. And you know what it reminds? He just doesn't want anybody to screw it up. He's like, don't screw it up. So the story comes out late yesterday. Magic was not happy with the diss track and the music videos. He's not happy with it because Magic thinks they've got a really good shot at LeBron, and he doesn't want anybody to mess it up. And you know what it reminds me of? Remember the scene in Goodfellas when they pulled off the $6 million Lufthansa heist at JFK Airport? This is a real story. And they all went out to celebrate, and one of the guys shows up with a pink caddy and a fur coat, and De Niro's character, Magic Johnson in this, analogy, loses it when he had told them to lay low. That's what Magic Johnson's saying. Don't screw it up. We got a shot at LeBron. That's what De Niro was saying in Goodfellas. We pulled off the heist. Don't screw it up. Don't wear fur coats so the feds who are monitoring us go, oh, suddenly everybody's got a new car. They must have been the guys that ripped off the airplane at JFK. By the way, what did De Niro do after that bar scene? Started whacking guys. Magic Johnson, don't kid yourself. He's going to start whacking guys. Kyle Kuzma is going to play in Orlando. You're going to have, Lonzo Ball is going to be playing for Brooklyn. I mean, that's what De Niro was saying in Goodfellas. We got it. We did it. Don't screw it up. Don't drive a pink Cadillac and buy fur coats because the feds are trying to figure out who stole the money. Hey, Magic saying, don't screw it up. We got a shot to land him. It ain't about diss tracks. It's about perception. And by the way, never forget what LeBron James said in December about Lonzo Ball. Do you remember what he said? Quote, I love his humility. Whenever they talk to him, it's all about the team. I love his humility, LeBron said in Lonzo. Yeah, that's what LeBron liked about him. Humility. Not ripping a teammate, even if it's joking, with a diss track. That was LeBron James' quote. The kid hasn't said anything, said LeBron. I love his humility. Every time somebody asks him a question, he says, it's not about me, man. I just want to win, man. So you know what attracts LeBron. You got a good shot for LeBron. Get out of the diss track business. Get out of the music video business. By the way, Broussard and Whitlock on Speak for Yourself yesterday, they also brought up the fact that you can say it's all a joke with Kuzma and Ball, but some of it was really personal.
The one problem I see potentially is the diss track when he said, you don't know your
your
daddy,
daddy is.
you getting son. Now, my guess is that Lonzo thought he was being clever, and it was kind of a clever line. You don't know your daddy, but now you getting son. Question is,
That's never been
how does Kuzma take it? If he takes it seriously, we got a problem.
From a different zip
if
code
he
to me,
doesn't,
that never landed well in my zip
That would
code.
never be.
No,
LeBron. Rumor out, put his kid in school. Sierra Canyon coming here. Lonzo, you're coming off a year when you shot 45% from the free throw line. Chill, lay low, be cool. Listen, drafting players is hard. Football, basketball, baseball. It's hard. Hockey, soccer. It's hard. It's not an exact science. Bill Belichick's made a lot of mistakes in the draft. It's not an exact science. NBA, very good GMs, very smart people have missed on players. I mean, Steph Curry didn't go number one, okay? Two guards, Minnesota drafted two guards ahead of him. All right, it's hard. Drafting's hard. It's not an exact science. I've always had sort of a theory on the NBA. If all things are equal, I'll take the bigger athlete. I'll take the bigger, stronger athlete. 82 regular season games, 20 playoff games over the course of 15 years. I'll take the bigger, stronger athlete if all things are equal. This story is really interesting. Bryan Colangelo was the GM of the Sixers. He just got canned because he or his wife had multiple Twitter accounts ripping inside information, sending it out to the public. Bryan Colangelo's dad, Jerry Colangelo, owner of the Phoenix Suns, USA basketball president. Bryan Colangelo's a smart guy, made a mistake in Philadelphia. Reportedly, this story came out, reportedly overruled the 76ers executives about drafting Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz struggled in the workout with the Sixers. And the rest of the Sixers execs said, what about Tatum? What about Lonzo Ball? And Bryan Colangelo said, nah, I gave Markelle Fultz. Now, okay, he missed. For the record, I never got the fascination with Markelle Fultz. I'm from Washington State. The kid played at the University of Washington, and I should have loved him. There were 3 reasons I didn't. He was a smaller athlete that got hurt in college. To me, if you're a smaller athlete, gets hurt in college, Kyrie Irving, you'll probably get hurt in the pros. Secondly, he could only carry his team, his college team, to 9 wins. And they were against 9 bad teams. Couldn't beat a single good team in college. Number 3 is I had a good source that coached against him and said, got no dog. Doesn't have any alpha. He doesn't have it. He can score, but he's not going to take over games. He disappeared in the game against us. When it really mattered, he disappeared. So I was never a Markelle Fultz guy. I didn't know Jayson Tatum would be this good this early, but I wasn't a Markelle Fultz guy, and I should be because I'm from the Pacific Northwest. They should have loved him. I didn't. But I want you to think about this whiff. I want you to think about this whiff. This could have been the mistake of the decade because the Sixers traded up to get Markelle Fultz. The Celtics had the number 1 pick. They traded down and took Jayson Tatum. If the Sixers would have drafted Jayson Tatum, they would have Ben Simmons for the next decade at point, Jayson Tatum for the next decade on the wing, Joel Embiid, their big, Dario Saric off the bench. And my guess is, A, they're the next Warriors, and B, LeBron would have chosen them. He'd have no choice. I mean, Philadelphia's got so many things working with them in the LeBron recruiting battle. The big knock on them is they need another wing, an athletic wing who can shoot. Can you imagine that? Like, there are draft mistakes and there are draft gaffes. If you had Simmons, Tatum, Embiid, and Dario Saric off the bench, how could LeBron not choose Philadelphia? How would you not choose him? Because, by the way, what about Boston? They wouldn't have Tatum. Right now they'd have hurt Gordon, hurt Kyrie, no Tatum. Jaylen Brown and Al Horford. Sorry, not the same team. But it is interesting that the Philadelphia execs did not want Markelle Fultz. And Bryan Colangelo overruled them. That is not just a mistake. I think it would be incredibly difficult for LeBron James to look at Embiid, Simmons, Tatum, 3 stars. Those are all 3 better than any Laker. All 3 of them. All three of those guys are better than any Laker. You could stay in the East. And by the way, they're all young and athletic. For the next 5 years of LeBron, wow. That is not just a draft mistake. That is a draft mistake of the decade.